With the launch of Destiny 2's most recent expansion, Curse of Osiris, we've already gotten our hands on some of the changes that Bungie has made to the game mentioned in the State of the Game post last November. Even with some of the tweaks not slated until the next year, there are still some more to come tomorrow on the 12th, including Masterwork Weapons and changes to vendors. Let's have a look at them, and I'll give my personal thoughts on how they think they will affect Destiny 2 for better or for worse. So first up, let's have a look at Masterwork Weapons. So from the looks of it, Masterwork Weapons are a variant of Legendary Weapon that can be dropped or upgraded to become Masterwork versions. Masterwork versions have a few advantages over the baseline Legendary Weapons. They track kills, they generate orbs for your teammates, and they add stat bonuses that can be re-rolled and are selected randomly. Masterwork Weapons also drop from any source of Legendary Weapons on characters above 250 power. And it looks like you can also dismantle Masterwork Weapons that you don't want to upgrade an existing Legendary Weapon into a Masterwork Weapon. They also list in the patch notes that the Raid and the Trials of 9 weapons, so basically all the harder in-game content, will have the highest chance of being Masterwork. So what I can tell from the pictures and the patch notes, the Masterwork itself is actually kind of a mod on a weapon, and it will give you all the effects listed, such as the kill counter, the orbs on multi-kills, as well as weapon-specific things like reload speed. I'm assuming we're going to be able to get like impact, magazine size, range handling, maybe even weapon-specific archetypes such as like explosive damage and blast radius for rocket launchers would be pretty cool. Overall, I think it's going to be a really positive change for the game's health as long as it's handled correctly, for the love of God. I really like the addition of rerollable stats as a Destiny 1 player. I think it's a great way to mix up the very stagnant weapon balance we have at the moment in D2, and that this would be a great way to make weaker weapons more competitive and hopefully, for the love of God, if handled correctly, not make the already really strong weapons even more stronger. I think that the Masterwork system is really good and can be built upon even more by Bungie if they wanted. They did mention that they want to bring the Masterwork system to other pieces of gear, so maybe we'll get Masterwork armor with rerollable stats, so I can finally have more than 5 recovery on my Hunter. Please, Bungie. I think that being able to drop more orbs is really cool, and it could lead to way more exciting gameplay opportunities where people are popping off with their supers a lot more often like they were in D1. I would really think it would be cool if they expanded the system to class cooldowns as well as melee and grenades, and maybe, hear me out here, crazy, class tree perks for further class customization, huh, Bungie? But yeah, I'm very excited to see where Bungie goes with Masterworks, and I'm glad that we're getting further customization options for our weapons. So continuing on, we have some very exciting changes coming to vendors in D2. Faction and armor weapons will now be unlocked for purchase for legendary shards and faction tokens at most faction vendors. So how it works is that all 5 armor slots will always be present and for sale, and weapons will rotate on a weekly basis for factions that have them. The armor and weapon slots will be unlocked by claiming reward engrams from the respective faction, and don't worry, if you've been playing the game, you will get credit for engrams you have already claimed since launch. Overall, I think this is another very healthy change to D2, and I think this was a change that was very much needed, and I'm glad they're returning to a system that worked very well in D1. I think this is an absolute must change for limited time events like faction rallies and Iron Banner, as now you'll be able to get an entire set of armor very easily and not be frustratingly tied to the engram RNG. I also think this is a great way for players to spend their excess planetary tokens to finally grab that armor set that they never got or didn't have the, patience to farm for. For me, it was the Titan and Io set. I also hope that they have a system in place for the rotating weapons so that you won't get duplicates in consecutive weeks to make those less frustrating to acquire. And finally, I think this is just a great way to see what a full set of armor offers at a glance right at the vendor without having to, own the set already or look up the stats on a third-party website. So faction vendors aren't the only ones to get changes. Our favorite rare merchant Xur is also getting a few new items in his inventory. This includes the all-new Faded engrams that you will be able to get using legendary shards once a week per character, I'm assuming, and these are very exciting because they will drop exotics that you don't already have in your collection. The 3 of Coins consumable is also returning with a few changes, as it now has a persistent buff similar to a Fire Team medallion that boosts exotic drop rates and lasts for 4 hours, so there's no need to reapply for every boss, my fellow D1 players out there. The 3 of Coins is going to cost you legendary shards, and there's not a cap, so you can have as many as you like. I think that once again, this is going to be a very good change for D2 for people missing out on their Warcliff, Coil, or Merciless, and also a great way for those of us only missing a few exotics to finish off our collections. I think this will be very good for the game's longevity, as it will incentivize players to keep logging in to get enough legendary shards for a Faded engram that could give them that exotic piece or exotic weapon that they've been chasing. I see Faded engrams being extremely cool when a new expansion comes out, as you just wait till the first Friday and Xur comes, and if you've collected all exotics, then you basically get a guaranteed freebie from the new exotic pool. So on the topic of new consumables, Commander Zavala and Lord Shaxx will sell gift consumables for legendary shards that can be used during a strike or a crucible match to grant bonus rewards to everyone in the activity upon completion, friend or foe alike. These award anything from faction tokens to a round of exotics for everyone in the activity. And finally, for a little quality of life update, vendors will now only beckon you to hand in your rep tokens when you're carrying enough to earn a reward Ingram. So this is going to be very nice for coming back to the tower, not have every single person wanting to talk to you to hand in one token. So these are all the changes coming to us in the new patch on December the 12th. Overall, as you can guess, I think these are very positive changes to Destiny 2, and I'm very much looking forward to getting my hands on them. I am curious to know what you guys think though, so leave a comment down below on how you think the Masterwork Weapons or vendor changes will affect Destiny 2. Do you like them, hate them, think there's something that Bungie kind of missed out on? Let me know down below. If you're interested in more Destiny news from my channel or like the video, feel free to leave me a thumbs up or subscribe to get a notification when I release a new video. For now though, that's all for me, so have a good day and take care.